Hi, welcome to Part B. Part B is the exam advice and the marking template. You notice I referred to that in Part A as the additional slides, and there's also an exam advice Word file for you to look at as well. We will be posting some sample multiple choice questions and some sample essay questions for the final exam onto the Moodle website, and they will be discussed in the review session in week 13. So the structure is that the exam's worth 50% of the course. It's 2 hours plus reading time. It is an open book exam. You can take any notes and any paper-based resources that you want into the exam. I would recommend that when you do this, you take in your notes, your lecture notes, your tutorial notes, but also you might want to do a 2 to 4 page summary of your tutorial notes about the key themes so that you are organized. Normally, we just let you take in 2 double-sided A4 sheets of notes, but for this semester, because of the fact it's been online and so on, what I've done is I've said you can take in any resources, the textbook or any notes and paper-based resources. Part A is 10 multiple choice questions, each worth 1 mark, total 10 marks. Covers the whole semester. You will get one question similar to the type of questions that were being asked in the first quiz. So those short focused questions on main themes or main models across the entire semester. Part 3 also covers the whole semester. It's you'll be asked to answer 2 of a choice of 3 questions. Each of those will be worth 20 marks. So on balance, you should be spending about, say, 20 minutes of a 2-hour exam on the multiple choice and about 50 minutes of a 2-hour exam on each of the other 2 questions. As I said, Part A focuses on knowledge, what you know. So it's identifying, you'll be asking questions about you using multiple choice for you to identify an aspect of a model. Part B focuses on the application of theory to practice, and examples are going to be important. So, all questions in Part B require the identification of a model used in the course and the application and explanation of aspects of that model using examples or an example. All questions are based on the key models used in the weekly lectures and usually reflect the tutorial questions where students have been asked to identify examples of a particular issue or a particular model. Each week you will have done either a tutorial question or something on Moodle where you've been asked to go and identify an example of X or Y. Example of business level, a company following a particular business level strategy, for example, or a company following a particular corporate level strategy, or how a company is implementing governance, or aspects of leadership. Marking of this exam requires some academic judgment, in particular in relation to the quality of explanations and examples. Now, you have a time constraint in your answers. We're not seeking a comprehensive example of all aspects of the models. What we are seeking is a well-argued, well-structured response rather than a comprehensive response. So you are looking to find ways that you can demonstrate that you understand how the theory works or how the model works in practice using an example. You cannot achieve a pass mark merely by regurgitating, repeating what's on the slide. While the underlying information from a slide is important, you need to pay attention to answering the question, noting words like compare or contrast or identify or explain. You'll always be asked to, in the first paragraph, you should always in the first paragraph explain the overall model or key terms before you go on to dealing with the specific question. So how will we be marking it? What does academic judgment mean? These are marked out of 20. If there's no or minimal explanation and you do not demonstrate knowledge of the model and its application, 1 to 9. Minimal explanation, demonstrates limited knowledge. Poor quality example or examples. Reports rather than explains. You get a pass mark. Adequate explanation demonstrates some knowledge of the model and its application. Adequate examples tends to report rather than explain, or the explanation could be stronger. 12 to 13 a credit. Good explanation demonstrates relatively strong knowledge of the model and its application. Relevant examples needs greater depth and clarity of explanation. A very good that's a distinction, and you'll notice that to get an HD, very good, very strong knowledge, very good explanation, highly relevant examples, depth and clarity. We're not trying to trick you in this exam. We're trying to give you really clear direction of what you should be answering. The questions will not be a surprise if you have worked regularly during the semester. If you have worked regularly during the semester and you understand the built theories that you've discussed, you should be able to get a good mark in this exam. The first assignment, the second assignment, that case, the Coles, you can use Coles as your example or any other set of examples. We've dealt with a lot of examples. We've explained all the main theories as we've gone along. So, what we'll do now is go on to I recommend that you go and look at the exam advice, Word file, and then I will do in the next lecture the second part of the course review, which deals with our strategy formulation.